It's not my style. The guy obviously will feel like an idiot. Not because he's a Balgaiva, because he went out of his way, spent $100, and the guy's basically spitting in his face saying, what is it worth? You have another level where you can take out the wine and start getting the compliments. He'll start saying how he went to buy the wine himself. It's almost Ganeva. Okay, well, the right thing for him to do, if he'll be a gentleman, right, would be put the bottle of wine when the guy comes just to see the bottle of wine. Open it up, give it to everyone, taste it. By the way, this guy Chaim, he bought the wine. It's a really good wine. I never tasted such good wine in my life. Not because Chaim is about a guy who needs he needs the what's called. It's because he needs the encouragement. If he's going to have that experience, the next time he comes, I'll buy him a $200 bottle of wine. It just makes him feel good. Just a concept. I'm not saying, if the lady comes and sees her flowers in the center, everyone talks about it, she feels good. She went ahead, the host appreciates it, and then that's it. When the hosts leave, when they appreciate the guests leave, they appreciate the host, they say, by the way, your food was so good, you didn't have to prepare so many things, everything's so beautiful. Now all the work that they did, they're encouraged, and now they're going to have guests again. It's just the way the life works. It's the way the system goes. Now the Eibush was kind enough to tell us that he made us in his image. He made us in his image, meaning he made us in such a way that we should have certain, he made himself sort of, or made us in such a way that we should understand. We should understand, just like we have feelings that we want to be acknowledged, and when we're acknowledged, it encourages us to do more. And when we're not acknowledged, it sort of cuts it out. You're sort of cutting off the blessings that you're giving. I'll give you another thing. Let's talk talents, right? And now, we're living in the Mashekes. I'm going to bring talents that we all recognize as supernatural talents, but not necessarily in the real world is this a supernatural talent. This is just something we all recognize. Say, guy is an amazing singer, phenomenal singer, right? Everybody knows him because he's doing a service for everyone, so he's more popular. A doctor is an amazing doctor. He's doing a service. We're all relying on him, so we could all, live with that example as being a talent, right? The guy could realize that Hashem gave him the talent, right? And give all the credit to Hashem. Or he could start saying, become arrogant, think it's his talent. That's my voice, I'm me, I'm who. And how do you think Hashem should feel if he gave this guy such a beautiful talent? It's not recognized. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu, unbelievable, one of his biggest matters that he was humble. So the question is, how can Moshe Rabbeinu be humble if Hashem is talking to him, everything is going through him, and Hashem is meeting to him face to face, he's meeting Pari, Pari's running to him in his pajamas. How can he be humble? How does that exist? The answer is that Moshe Rabbeinu understood that, listen, he was brought up by Pari in the palace. He didn't do anything special out of the ordinary to become Moshe Rabbeinu. He understood he was Moshe Rabbeinu because Hashem gave him that gift, that capability to be able to talk to the Eibush eye to eye, to be able to convey and give all the messages. He understood that. As a matter of fact, you're talking about a Gemara. There's a famous Gemara which says that I think it was, I don't know who Shir was. And they were discussing the Taryag in the Torah, all the different targums in the Chumash, and they're having a whole discussion. And Moshe Rabbeinu was sitting there sort of spiritually, and he felt bad that he didn't know what it is until they said take when Moshe Rabbeinu, when Mashiach comes, Moshe Rabbeinu will explain what it is, and he felt better. It's basically, he didn't know it, but it was basically he recognized it as a gift. He honestly, sincerely felt that if anybody else had the same gift, they'll be even better than him. That's true humbleness, but at the same time taking advantage of your talent. If you take your talent, you take advantage of it, but you understand that it's just a gift it's an amazing gift that Hashem gave you. It's not coming from you. That is the inyan of being, it's not arrogant, but taking that encouragement. When you Pesach, you go through the whole concept, you realize that you're nothing, you're a slave, and Hashem gave you all these, freed you, and He gave you these gifts, and you work on it, you work on yourself, knowing that Hashem is the one who does everything for you, so it's not arrogance, it's just an encouragement that you have, and by recognizing and by davening and through learning, by recognizing Hashem's godless that He does for us, it opens up more and more and encourages more. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to have two more short things.
Very short. Yesterday we started reading Berkowitz. So I was reading through some commentary on Berkowitz, and something that caught my eye. It says in Mishnah Hey, yesterday's Berkowitz, He based up a suach l'revacha, that let your house be open to guests and treat the poor as members of your household. Now, the question is, you can ask is, what's the connection between these two phrases? So, the answer we give is that when it comes to hospitality, people can be very, they're very discriminate on who they'll let into their house. They'll either let an important person, someone who is more influential into their house, or when it comes to someone who's simple or someone who's poor, not so much. So this is where this Mishnah comes to tell us that we should treat everyone equally and not be so without any discrimination. As a matter of fact, he says that when you actually bring a poor person into your house, that's when you're actually giving, because the poor person really could use what you're offering. When you're bringing an important person into your house, it's not necessarily you're giving to him. It's rather more he's taking it for himself, because he's like, it's like I had this important guy in my house. You know, it's something more towards his covet than for the actual guest. When the Torah talks about Achnas Archim, they bring Avram Avinu is the main character. You know, he's one who represents. When we talk about Achnas Archim, we reference Avram Avinu all the time. Question: Avram invited the same guest. Lot invited the same guest as Avram Avinu. Why does he get no recognition? So when the Torah mentions the Malachim, when the Malachim came to Avram Avinu, the Torah mentions them as Anoshim, as people, because Avram Avinu would take everyone into his house, people, no matter what their stature was, he'd bring them in and treat them with the utmost respect, no matter who they were. Lot, on the other hand, would wait for an important person to come to town, and only then would he bring him into his house. If it was a simple person, he wouldn't even look at him. Only after the Malachim revealed to him that they're angels, so the Torah said that they were angels by Light. Only after the Torah said that they were angels, so Light brought them into his house. So that's why Light doesn't really get the recognition. Just a short story to finish off. There was a tzaddik, a hidden tzaddik, who had not yet revealed his identity. He came to a particular town and wanted to stay by the Rav of the town, by the head of the community. The head of the community tells him, you know, I only really take important people, prominent people to stay by me. Anyway, a few years later, when this tzaddik revealed himself, he came to the same town, but this time he came with on a chariot of 6 horses, and the people came to the city. They came to greet him, and the Rav the head of the community, sent a message to the rabbis, to the tzaddik secretary, telling him that he wants to host him. So the tzaddik tells his mesharis to take the horses, bring them to the head of the community's house. So the head of the community asked for an explanation. You know, he asked for an explanation. So he says, a few years ago when I came, you know, I wasn't a different person. I was still the same person. Just, you know, before I came dressed as a simple person, and now I come with 6 horses. You're all impressed, so I send you what impressed you.
Send you the horses.
Wow. Thank you, Sruli. Thank you, Sruli. That's very nice. We're going to have one more Dvar Yossi Shain.
Okay, so you're sitting in shul, somewhere in Crown Heights, or davening, and all of a sudden, this guy's passing by, tzedakah. They come in all forms, some of them look very chassidish. From this community, from other communities, some of them maybe don't look so Jewish even. and maybe give him a point or two, and then your friends start discussing, you know what, doesn't really need the money. I mean, if you make a cheshbon, how much it's making, tax-free, and making you more than I do. And I heard that once they found this guy, and he has a nice house and his car. Doesn't really need it. The other friend said, you know what, I hear he's even not even Jewish. Maybe you shouldn't be giving him money. So the question is, should you be giving these people money if they're not so trustworthy, if they're fake, Jewish or something? So first of all, if someone's not Jewish, you're still supposed to give them money because of Dr. Shain. The discussion, it says even if he's not along with Yidden, even if he's by himself, you should still give him money. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you give something because of Dr. Shain. Well, what about someone who's maybe Jewish, but they're fake? They don't really need the money. So the question is, are you still even getting the mitzvah of Ma'aseh Tzedakah by giving them money? They don't really need it. So the Gemara brings down that Yirmiyah Hanavi complained to the Eibishter that the Yidden, bend themselves and they force themselves to overcome the Yetzer Hara and give money to the poor people, and then never they're being nichshel by these Ramayim, by these fake people. They work so hard to go and give the tzedakah, and now they don't even get the mitzvah because these fakers are taking the money instead. So obviously, if somebody's a faker, you're not really getting the mitzvah of tzedakah. You have a good machshava, and that's definitely worse. But the Ma'aseh Tzedakah is whack, so it's a valid complaint. But the Gemara says, we have to actually appreciate these fakers. They do us a big favor. Because in reality, and it happens often, that we don't give every single poor person we pass, we don't necessarily stop and give them money, or enough money. And that's a pretty terrible thing. They might even like